Alrighty, we're back to continue on our Cinders quest here. Back to our residence. Back to the same old. This feels almost like going back to prison and out of my own will. But we do know about Carmosa's secret about forged invitations to the ball. After 2 such wonderful days of freedom, it's sad to know I need to get back to my ordinary life. There, out in the real world, I can meet amazing people, have actual friends. Here, I'm trapped between Carmosa's plots and her poor daughter's bitterness. Sometimes I wonder, what if I were to vanish in the woods? Would anyone notice or care? They would notice, but they probably wouldn't care. Maybe that's the answer? Getting lost in the wilderness, befriending an uncivilized but noble tribe of rather short miners, becoming their princess. Yes. That worked, I guess, well for Snow White. And spending the rest of my days being adored, praised, and... Oh, get a grip on yourself, Cinders. At least I learned some really interesting things today. Interesting and possibly dangerous for Carmosa. Maybe it's going to be my wild card in this game. I mean, you're not gonna need it, but maybe next time you're gonna need it. When we start from here, basically. Sometimes I wonder if all families are like mine. Broken, conflicted, and utterly unpleasant. Or is it just an ability thing? No, I think you can find it everywhere, sadly. My feet are begging for mercy. I must have walked 12 miles today. Those were really good shoes I saw at the market. And pretty, too. Okay, she talks about these shoes. Is one of the achievements actually to get the shoes? Like, if you get the necklace and everything back, can you actually go buy the shoes? Because she talks so much about the... Like, I sure would like new... She talks way too much about those shoes for it not to be possible to actually buy those shoes in this game. Won't she be able to buy them when she's queen, though? Heh. These old horrors are just a few steps away from falling apart, and they blister my heels and ankles. Still, it was worth the effort. The good captain, bless his honorable heart, seems genuinely interested in my humble person. And he seems like an interesting gentleman, too. Looks really dashing in all those belts, I think. Besides, I always fancied scars and brooding disposition in a man. Oh, you did you? Alright. Meanwhile, at the palace. Let's see. I think they're going to discuss that he needs spies. You summoned me, my prince? That I did. You came back a bit late tonight? Was there any trouble on your route? Not at all, my prince. Something has caught my attention. You must have been wondering why I wanted to see you at this hour. Surely you have guessed it must be about something important. I will have to ask you to make an important decision, and I will not be expecting you to give me your answer right away. My lord? Let me explain, Perrault. As you know, we live in a time of transition, and my father's death changed many things. Being so close to our family, you are aware that the old king spent most of his days trying to compromise between extremes, a balance between order and freedom. With little success, despite his best wishes, all his life he remained an autocrat. That is why it's been my wish, my vision, to change the kingdom in such a way as to eliminate the need to compromise between freedom and order altogether. In other words, Perrault, I want reforms, but I'm sure you know this. I do, my prince. I have known you long enough to be able to learn about the qualities of your character. I want to give the people a constitution, Perrault. I don't want them to be subjects. I want them to be citizens. I see. This will not make you more popular among the nobles, sire. I mean, when do the nobles ever like anything that the king does? Because mostly it just takes power from them. It's the problem of history, at least over here. If that's even possible. You are not a king... Oh, sorry. You're not a king yet, my lord, and there's some unrest among the nobles. There's always unrest among the nobles. I wouldn't announce your plans just yet. That makes you an easy target. Yes, they do. But that's exactly why I need your protection. You already have it. You know I'd give my life serving the crown. I am your sword and shield, my lord. Yes, my friend. I know that. But these are different kind of enemies I'm going to face during my reign. I would be giving people more freedom, but that means taking away some of the old precious order. The nobles won't stand for it. They will want my head. They wouldn't dare. Of course not. That will give me a reason to ask for their heads. They will not do anything openly. Do you understand now what I speak of, Pearl? So you want me to spy for you? Yes. I want you to spy. Champion, but it isn't an honorable war, it's a war of lies. It's a war of discretion and intelligence. Forgive me, my lord, I don't want to come across as naive. I'm simply not accustomed to the subtleties of ruling. What would you require of me? More time at the court. Socialize. Basically everything that he's bad at. Change outfit. Don't have to decide right now. Oh, okay. I presume that if you choose Cinders, that she says, like, sure, you can talk to me again. That's why maybe he comes to talk to Cinders later on about the choice. About what choice he wants to make. But if you say no on all that, then you never get that chance. Yeah. Should you choose to distance yourself, you can leave your current service with honor and retire. Your patrolling duty is ceremonial. Purely ceremonial. Your position at court is a matter of empty traditionalism. You would send me away? Oh, and there's some picturesque and lucrative strip of royal land left you can count on. How about Middle Hollow? That simple? This is very surprising. Strange. Strange thing to learn that you are not needed. Rubbish. The crown needs you, just not in your old position. I have to make difficult choices if I'm to rule this realm. And I want you to be Royal Master Spy. Because you're my friend, and I can trust you. I reckon I'd prefer to just be a subject. Let's not say things we will regret later. Very well, my lord. Will that be all? Yes. Give the proposal some thought, come back in a couple of days, I think you said. Cool. I'm gonna skip some things, yes. Or do you need a special invitation to get out of bed? Get up! Get up! Oh, what time is it? Oh. It's dawn already, and you need to get up right this instant. Dawn is not a reason to yell at someone, and I'm not sure it's reason enough to get up so abruptly either. 2 days without supervision and you've gotten lazy already. Where would you be on your own, I wonder? Oh yes, do come in and spill your venom on me. Is there any actual reason for waking me up at this hour, or is this just a social call on your part? Fine, don't get out of bed and see how it works for you. What do I care? This way it will be even more interesting. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm awake now. Would you please tell me what's going on? Carmosa's back. She wants us to gather in the hall. And why are you waking up now? You could have begun with that. Well, now you know. She brought a large package with her, and she looks like she means business, so hurry up. She always looks like she means business. What was in the package, though? What shape is it? Did it... Oh, just stop being nosy and hurry up or we'll both be in trouble. If you were getting dressed instead of asking so many questions, you would already be seeing it for yourself. If you didn't stand there, yell at me and stare, I would actually be in a position to get dressed. Fine, I'm leaving. Just hurry up. I'm really sorry, I got as fresh as... Wait, where's Carmosa? In her study. She didn't have time to wait for you forever. And you kept her waiting for quite some time. Oh no, we wouldn't want Carmosa's magnificent plans to be foiled just because of Cinders' laziness, would we? You might rethink your attitude. Mother wants to speak to you. I can't imagine how that is going to be a pleasant experience, considering. She says she wants to... Blah, 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 blah. She said she wants to speak to me? Why? Well, actually, she wants to speak to each of us. You're just supposed to go first. Great. When I finally get to be the first at something, it's something I don't want. It's like receiving gifts. Good in principle, yet always disappointing in reality. Why would she want to speak to each of us? Why separately? I have a bad feeling about this. I'll stop complaining, you two, and you should hurry up and go, Sophia. Unless you feel like the need to make Mother angrier, of course. I'm going. I certainly don't like this. Carmosa seems keen on interrogating us and getting every detail of what happened while she was gone. Honestly, she doesn't care one crap. If you did what you were supposed to do, you wouldn't need to be nervous right now. Just a thought. Of course, because everything is fair and honest around here, and I certainly won't get blamed for things I have no control over. I think you do enough on your own not to need any additional blame. Your constant rebellion should get most of Carmosa's attention. And how will Carmosa have an idea about who rebelled and what rebelling actually means, huh? You're not seriously suggesting I would tell on you, are you? I'm trying so hard to do well here and take care of you two. And Sophia, she wouldn't just stab you in the back like that for no reason. Would she now? Well, I certainly do not feel as safe as you described. Okay, so my sister might have an interesting idea of fun. Exactly. She is twisted as a corkscrew and might say anything for reasons that escape reason. I think you're much too fast to judge people. You know Sophia isn't evil, and we sure as hell both know that living in this house can be hard, so... Sure, Sophia is a delicate little flower that means nobody no harm. She just defends herself when necessary. Sure, she's cynical at times, even vicious or cruel, and yeah, speaking to her often resembles fencing. Thanks, that helps. But here's my point. She only does that when it's safe. She wouldn't stab you in the back or do anything against you where it counts. Just because Sophia has uttered some sharp comments about morality doesn't yet mean she actually grasps the concept, not to mention agreeing with it. I had no idea you could be so resentful, full of hate. What gives you the right to judge Sophia when you yourself are so cruel to her? What is coming to you? You hardly even talk to Sophia. When you do, one of you usually end up in tears, and now you're defending her? I don't think I need to explain myself. Just asking, but fine. Let's just wait for Sophia to come back and see what she has to say. Well, it's not like we have any alternatives. It shouldn't take long. Carmosa is not someone to beat around the bush. True. She's always to the point. No excuses, no diversion, no mercy. Let's just wait. And they're waiting. Whee! I guess. You're back. That was fast. Aren't you happy to see me? I'm fine. Sorry to disappoint you girls. So what was the talk about? You'll find out soon enough. It's your turn, and I wouldn't keep Mother waiting if I were you. Alright, I'm off. Wish me luck. You might need it, so good luck, sister. Good luck. So, are you properly nervous yet? You know the experience will not be a pleasant one. You always have to do this? After all this time? It'd be ridiculous for me to fall for these games of yours. Precisely why I keep them up. Just stop, please. I'm not going to indulge your weird need to quarrel and provoke someone until they offend or humiliate you. Oh yes, I forgot you know everything about me. And how wise of you not to indulge me in a conversation. I sure would like to see you try the same with Carmosa in a minute. And I think Gloria defended and spoke well of you just a second ago. She almost got me to believe in you. You shouldn't always believe what you hear. And you should hope Carmosa doesn't always believe either, because Gloria should be speaking about you right now. I wonder what Gloria will tell. Aren't you worried? I mean, at this point, not really, because Carmosa's going to be angry with Cinders at any point. Anyways, I'm not sure. She seemed alright when we talked. Maybe a bit unsettled. I know my sister. She doesn't show emotion until Mother orders her to do it. But on the inside, she was raging. I think she might spill some of that into Mother's ears. The hell with that. These past few days reminded me of what freedom felt like. It was worth whatever punishment Carmosa might throw at me. You seem to have forgotten what Mother's capable of. Nothing is worth what she'll come up with to make you regret your actions. We just have to wait and see, won't we? You're back. How was it? What do you mean? Well, was it, I don't know, unpleasant? Of course not. Why would it be? It was just a normal conversation. Normal for you, perhaps. Come on, Gloria. I can tell it wasn't that smooth. Stop being so nosy and start asking proper questions. Did Carmosa tell you about her plans? In fact, she did. Oh, of course she did. You earned a little special place in her lap. Sophia, please. Shush now, Cinders. So what do you think of Mother's latest great plot? You would think she'd learned not to expect the impossible of us, or anything big, really. And maybe it's time to live up to her expectations. You're grown up now, Sophia. It's time for you to work on managing your responsibilities. You're hopeless. Some of us are simply not built for greatness. If only you focus on doing something useful half as often as you do on sharpening that vicious tongue. You must speak plainly. I don't understand complex sentences. So what are Carmosa's plans exactly? I'm sure she'll explain everything in a moment. No, hurry, don't keep her waiting. You know how angry she gets when someone's late. Oh yes, I feel like this is going to be quite an adventure. I'm about to enter the beast's lair. Alright, what do we do here? You called me? Yes, I did. Come in and close the door. I'd like you to explain something to me. I've learned some very disturbing things about what has been happening here while I was gone. Okay. Apparently you discovered a new pastime. Wandering about like some commoner. Visiting who knows whom, going to who knows where. All my daughters were taking care of our home on my behalf. You were having long walks. This isn't simply improper. It's also selfish and irresponsible. I wasn't doing anything wrong. Frankly, it's a bit insulting to hear that my own sisters would speak on me that way. Nothing bad happened. I'm back, am I not? I just wanted some, well, freedom. That's all. Freedom? What nonsense. No, girl. Freedom has nothing to do with this. This is selfishness. Plain and simple. And why do you need to make up such absurd excuses? Why can't you for once admit that you acted irresponsibly? Because you two don't have the same perspective on life. Why not say I am not the only person in the world and perhaps add something like I'm sorry too? Believe me, that would be a nice touch. Well, maybe my behavior is so imperfect because I don't have a good role model. Enough! I have no time for childish quarrels with insolent brats. Then why did you start it? We have an important matter to discuss. Please get to the point, that's why I'm here. It has to do with my plans for our family. Surprise. 2 days from now, a grand ball will be taking place in the royal palace. And any royal business is very important, of course, but this particular ball will be very important even for His Royal Highness. It means very careful preparations. The Royal Masquerade, I might have heard about it, yes? Oh, you have? This is very surprising indeed. Is it? Recently, I've learned that it isn't that difficult to obtain sensitive information. One simply has to pay attention to what is going on around them, watch carefully who is meeting with whom. Especially when it comes to certain shady-looking characters fetching rumors like a trained hound. Really? Well done then. Perhaps you're not as what I thought? Let's hope you'll forge this little success in collecting information into a permanent quality. A quality which I'm sure you'll find useful in life. I actually like her reaction to this, and I understand her reaction to this, that she sees this as success, from her perspective. Being well informed surely beats being kept in the dark. Folks say that truth shines like light and ignorance is the darkest night. It's a fitting comparison. After all, night is the time of fear, vulnerability, and powerlessness. I learned quite a few things these days. I feel much safer and more powerful already. What matters here is that the ball is very near, and there's little time left. It means that I will be expecting our entire family, I do mean all of us, to give their best. By which I mean complete obedience. No questions, no drama, no nonsense. This is much too important an event to be spoilt in such a silly way. No. Very well. And what is my part in this plan then? To just simply not exist? Will I be going to the ball as well, member of our family that I am? Don't be absurd. Royal affairs aren't your arena. And how would you know that? I see. Then what is my arena, ma'am? Why, the house, of course. If everything goes smoothly, the ball should mark the point of our family coming back into high society. And that means one thing, guests. We will need combined effort to make this residence spotless, but your role in this will be crucial. I see, my lady. Would you also like me to hide in the wardrobe or pretend I'm a statue when the guests come? Or maybe being a statue would pose too much of a competition for your charming and intelligent daughters? I understand your anger and your reasons. Now you must understand mine. I put much time and effort... Oh, hello, computer, stop. I put much time and effort into creating this opportunity for my daughters. I will not let them be upstaged by anyone. And somehow, they still will. Mostly because of their own... Mostly because of themselves. Sadly. You may play all sanctimonious with me now, but either now or in 10 years you'll understand my perspective, and you'll agree with my decision. Also, I don't see a single reason to yield to your complaints if all I get from you is recklessness and childish moods. Okay, so there's a flower here. Does that mean that if we do everything correctly according to Carmosa, we can actually be friends with her and she might actually take us to the ball? Now that would be a interesting thing to try. Start supporting the family and maybe the family will do the same for you. You like to refer to all of us as family, but only if it means I have to do something. Don't get melodramatic, girl. You sound like a bad novel. This is a bad novel. Even if I wanted to, I wouldn't be able to prepare 3 young ladies for the ball organized by the future king. Do you have any idea how much a decent dress costs these days? No, of course you don't. Should I mention I know about the money problem? Ooh, what did we do last time? I think we said better not. Last time. Okay, Cinders this time is all about... Yeah, do it. Drama. Yes, apparently a big house and inherited title don't make anyone rich, do they? And when in need, even the most proud and snobbish get desperate enough to trade away heirlooms. What are you saying, girl? That useless misfit couldn't keep his mouth shut now, could he? It's fairly easy to get information, once you know for sure it's there. It's just a matter of perseverance. I thought you were impressed by Cinders getting information. Bold words from one so young. One could think great spy masters should be asking you for counsel. Most fortunate for me to have such a treasure under my roof, and so humble too. But collecting rumours, even the juicy ones, isn't enough. Great spies need to know how to use them as leverage. Do you? And what would you say if I told you that I had found a way to solve our money problems? You know what? That's very improbable. We have? We have? What? Your touch with reality is laughable. Do you even know where the money I buy your food with come from? Save your skepticism for later. What if I had found a way and you're making a huge mistake? Are you really willing to take a chance? Well, assuming that you did indeed suddenly grow a backbone and realize how the real world works. Assuming that I won't keep you locked in your room to prevent you from repeating those charming escapades of yours. It would be very impressive to learn you thought about our problems and actually came up with some solution. Very impressive? This tells me nothing. I can easily imagine your favor coming and going with the wind. I want to know if solving your problems for you would make me your equal. You know how to be bold, girl. I give you that. But you still lack realism. Stop fantasizing. You are making. However, if you want to try something on your own, if you want to prove that you can be useful, or even to just fuel your ego, I won't stop you. Who knows, you might even learn something about life. Those are dangerous wishes you're making, ma'am. Now, girl, you're much too smart to speak to me like this. By the heavens, I swear you were sent to me to make me suffer every time I compare you to your sisters. I don't know if you should be saying this, but okay. Enough of this idle chatter. We have a very important task ahead of us and little time left. Since you're thinking so highly of yourself and your skills, why don't you show us your pragmatic side and start cleaning the house and helping with preparations? That's it? Do you really believe that's all I can be good at? Demon, snap out of that constant daydreaming, girl, and start paying attention. Do you think that even if you were the lady of this house, you wouldn't need to keep it clean? Are you really selfish enough to believe that? Besides, the terrible burden of dusting and doing the dishes is minuscule in comparison with my responsibilities. Be grateful having such a simple life. Oh yes, very great. Shush! Not a word. Get the girls together and call the servants. Wait for me in the hall. I will bring you orders in a moment. Alright. I guess that if we had more info and knew how to use that leverage, we could have maybe done something there. But I don't know. Finally, it's so clean you could dine from it. I'm tired, but it's better than washing all those dishes. I hate dishes. She's been back for a little more than an hour, and here we are, scrubbing the floor on all fours. Cleaning the windows, polishing silverware. Twice. And dusting everything. And did I mention doing the dishes? You might have. I hate that. Do you know what I hate? I hate the fact that I'm here, while my dear, charming, and wise beyond her age wonder of a sister's upstairs. Plain little princess she will never be, and trying on the ridiculous dress Carmosa bought her. First of all, you never saw that dress, and second, who knows, maybe the prince will fall in love with her and you'll end up being the queen's sister. I doubt even that amount of noble blood can make a person ridiculous enough to fall for Gloria. Maybe if she kept silent? Oh, maybe if she kept silent? You're terrible. But besides, for all the know, the prince could be just as ridiculous, as you say. Also, I didn't know you cared about balls and dresses. Compared to this, I think I prefer the royal circus. Ah, you're too blabbering, blah blah blah, it's not sparkling. You seem very confident that people will suddenly crave visits to our house, Mother, just because they will have met us at that ball? Will they be so taken by Gloria's charming sense of humor and my kind of sunny disposition? Blah 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 blah, are you finished? I'm sorry my acting isn't up to your standards, Mother. The ball is super important. Invested a lot, stop whining. Nothing, Mother. Mother, where are you? I need you to see this. What is it again? Must have been some mistake. This dress isn't my size. It's all too long. Sweeping the floors with every move. Aren't they supposed to sweep the floor, though? Very pretty. Very pretty indeed. Have your fun at my expense. Okay, so there's a flower here, so I'm like, maybe actually we can make it so the Cinders gets one of the dresses. I don't know. Blah 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 blah. Clearly an amateur. I really can't wear this. Don't lose your head. Blah blah. Salvage this. Tailor tomorrow. You Cinder, stop loitering. Just great. We've seen that before, so pretty sure. Cinders do the cleaning while we try our new dresses on. Sure, why don't we all relax and enjoy ourselves while Cinders scrubs the floors and walls? Can't believe I'm back to this again. Those past few days have been amazing. Now I know there's more to life than this, and not only fairy tales. Need to change something instead of just bending to Carmosa's will and going back to what is called normal around here. How can I just forget about freedom now? Because let's be honest, Carmosa won't ever release me. She doesn't even consider me in her plans. I'm not one to her. I'm no one to her. Yeah, so I presume that if we actually do everything that Carmosa likes, like give her the money we haggled and like not like loiter, whatever, she might actually take us to the ball. Oh, okay, so this I presume is okay. Someone's banging on the door. Oh, the window. This is presumably Perot. Oh yeah. Hey Cinders, it's me, Perot. And he seemed like such a composed man. Oh well, let's do something about him before Carmosa kills me. Come inside before anyone sees you. Do you want to be a reason for domestic violence by provoking Carmosa into ripping me to pieces? I won't let anyone hurt you. Oh, so you provoke violence to have something to resolve? Nice way to pride yourself with work. Sorry to bother you. Hit a soft spot there. I have no idea. Blah blah blah. Purpose. I'm extremely sorry. No need to apologize. Okay, so I presume that if she says not talk, that he won't come here now. I did have some problems determining the right window, though. I'm afraid I got it wrong the first time. So if anyone complains about burglars or weird animal noises, ha! I'll laugh at them and convince them it was their imagination. But what brings you here? Can we talk somewhere where no one will interrupt us? Go for a walk. And we're gonna talk about him being a master spy. I actually want to make the choice where we have him be tell him to be a master spy, because we did the other last time. Stories about fairies, blah blah blah, came here with my dad. And they talk about blah blah blah, the prince, blah blah blah. Duties, blah blah, being a spy, blah blah blah. Not my kind of tea, blah blah blah. My cup of tea, not my glass of water. Blah 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 blah. What would you choose? Accept the offer or retire? And we're gonna choose that in the next episode. I mean, what do you all want? Last time we took retire, so I think we should do accept offer. But I mean, if y'all want him to retire, we can do that. But yeah, that's it. So thank y'all very much for watching, and I'll see ya.